The current state of Liverpool Football Club represents a descent into pure footballing chaos, a collapse so profound it defies all rational explanation. This is the team that conquered the Premier League just months ago, a side that subsequently invested nearly £500 million to fortify its ranks, now finding itself mired in the club's most catastrophic run of form in over 7 decades. The sheer scale of this downfall is illogical, while questions surrounding their transfer strategy were always valid. Signing a traditional number 10 and an out-and-out wing-back for a system that famously utilises neither was a curious choice. Nobody could have foreseen a catastrophe of this magnitude. The humiliating home defeat to Nottingham Forest was a low point. But conceding 4 goals at a beleaguered Anfield to PSV signals a terminal diagnosis. Arne Slot's tenure is surely careening towards an abrupt conclusion. A stunning fall from grace for a manager hailed as the natural successor to Klopp. Now finding his reputation compared to that of other struggling Dutch tacticians. The criticism has shifted from a murmur to a roar, centred on a startling lack of tactical flexibility. The rigid 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 formation has been completely deconstructed by opponents, its weaknesses ruthlessly exposed. The system is fundamentally broken. This stubborn adherence to a failing philosophy echoes the difficult second seasons of other managers, yet Slot refuses to pivot. Tellingly, in the single instance he deviated from his dogma, deploying a 4-4-2, Liverpool responded with their most commanding performance of the season, a 5-1 demolition of Eintracht Frankfurt. That solitary match stands as a glaring indictment of his current methods, a proof of concept he has since entirely ignored. When a squad of this calibre, filled with proven winners, sees every single individual performing significantly below their established standards, the blame cannot be apportioned to the players alone. The responsibility rests overwhelmingly on the manager's shoulders, a weight that appears to be crushing him. Shifting focus to England, Arsenal have delivered a performance of such authority and control that it serves as a resonant statement of intent to the entire continent. They systematically dismantled a previously unbeaten Bayern Munich side, a German juggernaut that had been averaging an avalanche of goals. The Gunners' defensive discipline was absolute, restricting Bayern to a mere 2 shots on target, completely neutralising their attacking threat. This Arsenal team is currently operating at a level that makes a compelling case for them being the finest in world football. They sit atop the Champions League, they lead the Premier League, and there is an aura of inevitability that surrounds their every move. The blueprint for their success is multifaceted and relentless. You are guaranteed set-piece excellence, the omnipresent dominance of Declan Rice orchestrating the midfield. Impactful contributions from substitutes and a goal threat that is distributed across the entire squad. However, the most formidable asset in their arsenal is the staggering depth of their roster. The absence of their 3 primary striker options was treated as a minor inconvenience. Losing a key defender like Gabriel prompted no panic. This is the fundamental evolution of this team. The Arsenal of previous eras would have crumbled under the weight of such injuries. But the modern iteration simply adapts and overcomes. While the cautious reminder that it is only November and this club has a unique historical precedent for late-season collapses is valid. The prevailing feeling is that this version of Arsenal is psychologically and tactically equipped to be different. For Bayern Munich, the match offered a paradoxical mix of concern and a gleaming beacon of hope. The primary concern was their palpable physical inferiority and the concerning anonymity of their talisman, Harry Kane. For all his undeniable record-shattering brilliance throughout his career, the lingering questions over his impact in the very biggest games persist. He is the antithesis of a clutch player like Didier Drogba, vastly more prolific over a season, but often absent when the spotlight is at its most intense. The overwhelming positive, however, is the emergence of a genuine superstar in 17-year-old Leonard Carl. Thrust into the spotlight due to Jamal Musiala's injury, Carl was Bayern's standout performer against elite opposition. A testament to his breathtaking talent and unshakable confidence. His development is mirroring that of other top youngsters, progressing with every minute on the pitch. And his ruthlessly taken goal announced him as arguably the most exciting under-17 prospect in global football today. In Greece, the European stage was commandeered by a one-man offensive spectacle named Kylian Mbappe. The French phenomenon single-handedly dragged Real Madrid to a narrow 4-3 victory over Olympiacos, scoring every one of his team's goals, a haul that included the second fastest hat-trick in the competition's storied history. The most astonishing aspect of his performance was the diversity of his finishing. A man not known for his aerial prowess even nodded in a header, a clear signal that he is in a state of absolute focus. He is currently the leading scorer in both the Champions League and La Liga, and has etched his name into the Madrid history books by becoming only the second player to score 4 times in a single match for the club. He possesses an uncanny ability to elevate his game to supernatural levels during World Cup seasons. Alongside him, Vinicius Jr. was in equally mesmerising form, tormenting his marker and providing 2 assists, a contribution that drew him level with club legends Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema as Madrid's top assist provider in the Champions League. Despite a late substitution that raised eyebrows, the positive full-time embrace between player and manager, Xabi Alonso, was a reassuring sight for supporters. In truth, Alonso's decision was born of necessity, as his Madrid team were clinging on desperately at the end. The defensive unit looked uncharacteristically vulnerable throughout, with Aurelien Tchouameni once again deputising in central defence alongside the more natural fullback Juan Carreras. Full credit must be given to Olympiacos, however, who refused to adopt a passive defensive approach. They took the game to the Spanish Giants for the full 90 minutes and came agonisingly close to securing a memorable draw. It was a similarly chaotic and goal-laden spectacle in Paris, where PSG and Tottenham shared 8 goals in a 5-3 thriller. The match was defined by individual masterclasses, notably a hat-trick from Vitinha, which featured a sublime weaving goal reminiscent of Andres Iniesta's famous strike at Stamford Bridge. For Tottenham, the Parisian loanee Koulibaly was ironically their standout, directly contributing to 3 goals against his parent club, a level of performance he has frustratingly failed to produce all season. Defensively, Spurs were a mess, a disorganised and error-prone unit. On a brighter note, the central midfield partnership of Archie Gray and Bergvall displayed a refreshing dynamism and energy that has been sorely lacking in the more established, yet stagnant, duo of Yves Bissouma and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. In other European results, Inter Milan's perfect Champions League record was shattered by a 93rd-minute header from Jimenez, securing a vital 3 points for Atletico Madrid. Atlanta produced a stunning 5-minute, 3-goal blitz away at Eintracht Frankfurt, and the ageless David Luiz wrote his name into the history books, becoming the second oldest goalscorer in the competition's history, with a thunderous header for Paphos. The night also showcased several future stars, with potential Chelsea targets Giovanni Kenda and the 17-year-old Dastan Sapaev, both finding the net for their respective clubs. This theme of prodigious youth talent finds its ultimate expression at Arsenal, where the club's academy is producing headlines that are almost unbelievable. The club's young midfield talent, Luis Munoz, has made history by becoming the youngest player ever to feature in the UEFA Youth League at the staggering age of 13 years and 343 days. Born in December 2011 and already involved with England's national setup at the under-15 level, Munoz has been consistently playing years above his age group, a trend that culminated in his involvement with the side that won the Premier League under-16 national finals. This, however, is a stratospheric leap, competing effectively 6 years above his natural age. The aggressive progression of top prospects through the age categories at the club is a deliberate and breathtaking strategy. Arsenal now simultaneously holds the records for the youngest player in both the Youth League with Munoz and the Champions League, with Max Dalman. Speaking of Dalman, he was also on the scoresheet in that same Youth League match, netting a brace in a 4-2 victory over Bayern Munich's under-19s, with his second goal a demonstration of pure technical beauty. The production line shows no signs of slowing either. Ethan Weary, the youngster who famously became the Premier League's youngest ever player, now has a younger brother, Emerson Weary, emerging in the academy. The 15-year-old Erison, parrying that formidable surname, also made his debut in the UEFA Youth League, cementing a period of unprecedented success for the Hale End Academy. Arsenal are establishing a gold standard for youth development in England, dominating the narrative at both the senior and junior levels. A dual-threat approach that is causing a fundamental shift in the footballing landscape. It is a surreal reality where the emergence of Weary 2.0 and a 13-year-old professional footballer precedes the release of a long-awaited video game. A testament to the breathtaking speed of evolution at the North.